is CBS News Miami.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. I'm Naja Sherman, and welcome to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. Let's take a look at today's top stories. And we begin with breaking news. There has been a major development in the manhunt for the person of interest in the shooting death of the UnitedHealthcare CEO. Law enforcement is now questioning a man in custody in Pennsylvania. CBS News Miami's Tom Hansen reports from New York.
Authorities in Pennsylvania are questioning a person of interest in connection to the shooting death of UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson.
He matches the description of the identification we've been looking for.
The man, identified as 26-year-old Luigi Mangione, was arrested at an Altoona McDonald's Monday morning on firearms charges after an employee called in a tip. Officials say Mangione was carrying a ghost gun and a silencer.
Also recovered was a fraudulent New Jersey ID, matching the ID our suspect used to check into his New York City hostel before the shooting incident.
Officials have combed through thousands of hours of video since the targeted attack in front of a Midtown hotel last week, deploying drones, K-9 units, and scuba divers in Central Park. Dive teams scoured a pond in the park looking for more evidence after finding a backpack they believe belonged to the shooter in the area, containing a jacket and Monopoly money. Police believe the shooter headed to the Port Authority's bus station near the George Washington Bridge after ditching the bike he used to flee the scene of the crime.
This investigation is still active and ongoing.
Police say they've recovered a handwritten 3-page document from the person in custody indicating he had some ill will towards corporate America. They're also scrubbing his social media accounts as the investigation continues. Tom Hansen, CBS News, New York.
Always alerting, always tracking. This is Next Weather.
Taking a live look at downtown Miami, it is a beautiful day across South Florida. I hope you had an opportunity to get out and enjoy this weather. Next Weather Chief Meteorologist Ivan Cabrera joins us now. And Ivan, we've got some cooler days and warmer days this week.
Yeah, it's going to be up and down as we track the next front coming in through the middle part of the week. We'll also get a little bit of rainfall, not a huge deal, but we need it. We're certainly below average for the time of year. Temperatures right now in the upper 70s, nice and comfortable and average for this time of year. We're going to start seeing some changes, though, by the middle part of the week. In fact, already by tomorrow, show you where the front is right now. That's the one that's coming in on Wednesday. It's got a lot of rainfall associated with it, but there are better ingredients for that across the southeast right now. I think it'll dry up a bit as it approaches South Florida. It's happening in the middle of the week, so it would be nice to get some good rainfall out of it. I don't think it's going to be much, but back behind it, we are going to cool things off. Some showers and storms on the way for tomorrow. I'll show you that on Next Weather Rain Tracker. And then there's that cooler weather, which will be brief. It won't last all that long as we head into the latter part of the week. So the temperatures will be fluctuating each and every night. As we check in on tomorrow, pretty quiet, just a slight chance of a shower coming in off the breeze. Otherwise, it's Wednesday. This is the boundary that's coming in. The latest computer model run from our Rain Tracker here depicting weakening front and a weakening line of showers and storms. Had a little better coverage on the last run. We'll see if that changes, but either way, that'll be our best chance of rainfall coming up on Wednesday. Low temperatures will be rather warm, upper 60s, low 70s. Our typical average is 65. We briefly drop behind that front on Thursday, but the problem is the winds go right on shore, and that's going to moderate temperatures very quickly, so it's not going to last like the last few fronts, and the wind is going to be more of an issue, and that will last for a while here, beginning on Wednesday particularly. Going to have some strong gusts. In fact, the potential even for a wind advisory coming up towards the end of the week, with lots of issues on the beach and with hazardous marine conditions. As far as the temperatures for tomorrow, we'll be looking at high temps back in the upper 70s to lower 80s. That's going to be the case through Wednesday as well. I think we peak in the mid 80s. We've got a southwesterly wind. Before any shower and thunderstorm activity arrives, I think we'll be able to warm things up well above average for this time of year. Rain chance at 40%. We may have to drop that if the trends continue on this drier side here, but then you see that cool down coming up for Thursday. High temperatures getting back to average here, so this is not going to be a cold snap by any stretch like we've seen so far this fall season. Breezy conditions, though, will hold through the end of the week and into the upcoming weekend. We'll have gusts between 25 and 30. Overnight temperatures you see recovering along with the daytime highs into next weekend.
Ivan, thank you. The Marine veteran charged in the chokehold death of a subway rider has been acquitted. A jury handed down the verdict. It cleared Daniel Penny of negligent homicide in Jordan Neely's death last year. The panel was not able to reach a verdict on the manslaughter charge last week. Penny's defense team says he was acting in self-defense. They say Neely was acting erratic and threatening passengers. New developments in the murder of a woman found dead and naked on the side of I-95. Police named Laurent Pion as a person of interest in this case. No formal charges have been filed yet, but he is already in custody after leading police on a chase shortly after the murder. The victim is identified as this woman. She is 22-year-old Naomi Cittadini. Her body was found near the Ives Dairy Road exit Saturday morning. Video posted to Instagram shows her out with her friends just hours before her body was discovered. Now to the crisis in the Middle East. The U.S. government is closely monitoring the situation in Syria. It's after the fall of its dictator. CBS News Miami's Taurine Small has the latest.
Syrians fired guns in celebration of the fall of the Syrian government this weekend. The dictator Bashar al-Assad fled to Russia with his family.
Anything is better than a regime that has brutalized and massacred its people over 50 years.
Citizens tore down symbols of Assad, and hundreds of prisoners detained by his regime have been set free. The U.S. says it believes American journalist Austin Tice, who was imprisoned in Syria, is alive, and they are working to find him. U.S. national security personnel said that right now it's an open question as to who is running Syria. It's a question the U.S. is working hard to figure out. The Islamist fighters who brought about the downfall of the government have been deemed a terrorist group for their ties to al-Qaeda. But Abu Muhammad Jalani, the leader of the group, has denounced al-Qaeda.
We're going to work with all the groups in Syria. And as President Biden said yesterday, the rebel groups, including the ones that have been designated as terrorist groups, have actually said all the right things. Now the question is, what will they do to try to bring about a better Syria? Assad's regime had been propped up by Russia and Iran, but that influence is now likely gone.
Anything like this rebellion that diminishes Russian and Iranian influence and power in the Middle East is good for the United States, it's good for Israel, it's good for our Arab friends.
With the dictatorship gone, Syrians are shifting their focus to essentials and joining long lines for bread and gas. Taurine Small, CBS News, Washington.
Both the U.S. and Israel have carried out airstrikes in Syria against terrorist groups. It's an attempt to keep them at bay. Jay-Z now facing allegations in connection with Sean Diddy Combs. What we've learned about the lawsuit next. Welcome back to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. A woman is accusing Jay-Z of sexually assaulting her when she was 13 years old. She says that he raped her along with Sean Diddy Combs at a party back in 2000. Jay-Z is now the first celebrity to be accused of sexual assault in connection to the case against Diddy. The lawsuit was initially filed in October but was refiled Sunday by an anonymous accuser. She says Jay-Z raped her while Combs and another unnamed celebrity watched. Jay-Z has responded to the allegations saying, quote, "These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one," end quote. He has denied any wrongdoing. Nominations for the Golden Globes were announced this morning. Wicked and Dune Part 2 are among the blockbusters nominated in the top categories, but it's an unconventional Netflix film that leads the pack. CBS News Miami's Dania Backus breaks it all down.
The Netflix musical Emilia Perez, about a Mexican cartel leader who undergoes gender reassignment surgery, leads this year's Golden Globe nominations with 10, including 1 for Best Film Musical or Comedy. My whole life will change. It is going up against the blockbuster Wicked, as well as Anora, Challengers, A Real Pain, and The Substance. You're green. I am. It's a battle of the pop stars in the Best Supporting Actress category, with Wicked's Ariana Grande versus Selena Gomez and Emilia Perez. Also nominated in that category, Gomez's co-star Zoe Saldana. Oh, have you been, my blue-eyed son? Timothée Chalamet stars in 2 of the nominees for Best Motion Picture Drama, Dune Part 2, and the Bob Dylan biopic, A Complete Unknown. Rounding out the category are The Brutalist, The Vatican Thriller, Conclave, Nickel Boys, and September 5. Chalamet, who received a Best Actor nod for A Complete Unknown, is just one major star to score a nomination. Others include Zendaya, Angelina Jolie, and Denzel Washington, who earned a nomination for his role in Gladiator 2. On the television side, in the Best Television Drama category, the nominees are The Day of the Jackal, The Diplomat, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Shogun, Slow Horses, and Squid Game. And for Best Television Comedy or Musical, the nominees are Abbott Elementary, The Bear, The Gentleman, Hacks, Nobody Wants This, and Only Murders in the Building. Nikki Glazer will host the Golden Globes live Sunday, January 5th on CBS and streaming on Paramount+. Danya Backus, CBS News, Los Angeles.
And don't forget, again, there's only one place to watch the show, and that is right here on CBS Sunday, January 5th. What is being called the single largest art sale in the world happened during Miami Art Week. Bit Basel, MOA Fine Art Gallery, Treasure Investment, and the Sagamore Hotel teamed up to display these silver and gold sculptures. They were taken from a direct mold of Michelangelo's The David and direct molds from other ancient works of art. Just beautiful. The CEO and founder of Treasure Investment says a part of the collection sold for, get this, $2.5 billion on Friday.
This is a $1.4 billion collection in the lobby of the Sagamore Hotel. We transacted the largest art deal in history on December 6th. We sold several pieces for over 25% over their values at $100 million, which for this type of product is very exciting, but no one's ever done a $2.5 billion art deal before. This is a one-shot thing. It was exciting, and it was for a minority position in the collection, so we're very excited about that and our partner.
Congratulations to everyone involved. Very exciting. The artist's work is meant to inspire future generations to illuminate faith with cultural glory. And that's your CBS News Miami Quickcast. I'm Naja Sherman. Stay tuned for more news right here on CBS News Miami, and have a wonderful day.